money, money, money. It makes the world go round. And whether you love money or you hate money or you just don't think thinking about money is worthwhile, you have to admit that money is a construct that makes human society work today. I mean, just consider this, right? Almost everyone out there, including you, have a job. And at jobs, we are compensated by money. We spend 70% of our waking hours on the job or running a company or producing work in exchange for money. And before that, we spend 15 years of our lives in education to get the right skills so we can get the right job to make money. Yet money is one of the number one frustrations for the majority of people in the world. And likely you felt that too. You felt some stress around money or some frustration around money, or you felt that money just doesn't seem to sit well with you. If so, you're at the right space. I don't know how you found this masterclass, but I know why you're here. You have some type of concern or block or issue or frustration around money that you're looking to overcome. Money is one of those things that we have the sheer highest number of limiting beliefs about. I want you to do this quiz with me and see if this resonates with you. Give yourself a score of 1 to 5 and rate yourself on these 7 statements. These 7 statements represent some of the most negative beliefs about money that could be holding you back. And in the course of the next 1 hour, we're going to do our best to disrupt many of these beliefs. And what you are likely going to notice by the end of this masterclass is a whole new feeling that you have towards money. And I bet you, like how fast I saw my career in business take off in 2008, you might see the same happen in your life. So are you ready? At this point, you should have a pen and a paper handy. And if you don't worry, just use any piece of paper. Give yourself a score from 1 to 5. Ready? The first belief is this. Again, 1 means not at all, 5 means extremely true. The first belief is, if I get rich, I will lose the people around me, especially my friends. Give yourself that score. The second belief is, if I got rich, I wouldn't be able to trust anyone because people would have a secret agenda. They would want things from me. Give yourself a score from 1 to 5. 1 meaning you disagree. 5 meaning you really agree. The third question, if I got wealthy, I would have to sacrifice my family or my health or my friendships to get there. 1 meaning you disagree, 5 meaning you extremely agree. Number 4, if I got wealthy, I would be less spiritual. Again, 1 to 5. The fifth question, if I got wealthy, I would have to compromise some of my values. If you, like the 9-year-old me, believe that getting rich means that you would be cruel to kids or be arrogant, this question applies to you. Would you have to compromise some of your innermost values if you got rich? The sixth question, to get wealthy, it requires hard work. This is a really common one. 5 means you extremely agree. 1 means you disagree. And finally, with wealth comes greed, selfishness, and arrogance. 1 means you disagree. 5 means you extremely agree. Now add up your score. What you want to do is to reduce that number. Reducing that number means removing some of the most common beliefs about money that actually prevent you from bringing more money into your life. See, money is energy. We fool ourselves about this. We start to believe that it's about the career strategy or the education or the particular marketing tactic we use to increase our income. Not true. It's about energy first and foremost. So today's guest is going to teach you how to do just that. He is a brilliant mind. And we tend to have a tendency to look at American personal growth teachers first and foremost. 95% of all the teachers in Mindvalley tend to be American. But what I'm starting to do is to go country by country and identify the most brilliant man or woman in every country and bring them onto Mindvalley. Because I'm sure you'll agree, the world is a big place, and there's a lot of genius teachers and authors that we can learn from across the world. One of the countries I'm most fascinated by is Japan. It's a mesmerizing place. And I always say going to Japan is like stepping into a different civilization. The way they do things there are so radically different. And this is why there's so many ideas from Japanese culture that I think are fascinating to learn. Amongst them, ideas on wealth and money. You see, Japan is an extremely wealthy nation. It is a brilliant country. And I wanted to seek out the #1 teacher in Japan. And when I wanted to find one of the singular best teachers of the right money mindset for Mindvalley, I found Ken Honda. So consider this about Ken. In Japan, he's called the Zen millionaire. 1 in 20 people in Japan have heard of Ken Honda or have read his books. And speaking of books, Ken has written a stunning 58 books translated into 15 languages with 8 million copies in sales. He's also been mentored by some of the most remarkable billionaires in the world, including Wahei Takeda, the Warren Buffett of Japan. So this man knows his stuff. And I was fascinated in my conversations with Ken over the last 5 to 6 years, every time we spoke about the concept of the wealth mindset. Because many of his ideas are not things that we learn about outside Japan. And this is where I believe what you're going to learn in this class is going to truly make a difference in your life. And as Ken has burst onto the scene in the US, his work is being acknowledged by some of the most brilliant minds in the United States. Consider this. Jack Canfield, the most prolific American author, said this: Ken is a walking example of what he teaches. John Gray, who has sold over 40 million books in the Venus and Mars series, said this about Ken. Ken simplifies the messages from the world's most successful people around the world into a basic guideline for people to learn about themselves, learn about what works, bring abundance into their lives, and more importantly, bring in happiness. And this is what Sherry Salada said about Ken. Sherry is the executive producer of the Oprah Winfrey Show. Sherry said, Ken Honda is going to be a teacher that leads us all back to grace when it comes to money, abundance, and prosperity. There's going to come a day, very, very soon, where every single person in the world is going to know Ken's name. Lisa Nichols said, more than ever, we need someone like Ken teaching us about money. And Marie Diamond said it best. She said, he will help you unblock and understand where you're blocked so that you will, from now on, wisely work with money as an energy form and be able to share it with your family and your community. So as you can see, you're about to learn from a man who is a true legend. His ideas are transformative. My story with Ken started because I was interviewing Ken once, and he shared an idea with me that I still apply in my life every day, and it's made such a difference. It's a simple technique called the arigato money technique. You're going to learn that technique in this masterclass. Very often, a simple mental switch can make a massive difference in your life. I estimate that this one technique, the arigato money technique, has added over $1 million a year to my life. Now I know that sounds gigantic. When you understand this technique, you understand how a simple belief switch can radically transform your relationship with money. Stay tuned for the arigato technique. So now, let's get started with the remarkable mind of Ken Honda. Ken, thank you and welcome to Mindvalley.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here in Kuala Lumpur with you and your great team.
And you know what? It's so fascinating. The world is so crazy about Japanese philosophy right now. I'm sure you guys have all heard of Marie Kondo and her Netflix show, The Magic Art of Tidying Up, right? And it's so unique to now hear this unique Japanese perspective of money.
So I've been teaching this for many years, so this seems very natural and it makes sense for me. But I'm just surprised that a lot of people in the West, they're just excited to learn about my techniques and my skills and my knowledge. I'm so happy to share with all of you about what I know.
So the first thing I'd like to ask you, Ken, is I'd love for you to share your story. How did you get so fascinated with the energy of money in the first place?
I was just a happy child, and our family is a very happy family. But one day I came home from school. It's supposed to be a fun day. But when I opened door to the kitchen, I saw my father was crying on kitchen table like this. And he was not just crying, he was crying so hard like a baby. And I froze at the moment because I never seen any adult male guy crying. So I thought by then men are not capable of crying. And as I saw my father crying, I froze and I didn't know what to do. Am I supposed to say something to him, or am I supposed to just get out of the room? And my mother just came in and just took me aside to the other room, and she explained what is going on. And what I learned from her is that my father's client committed suicide, and I was so shocked. But what's more shocking is that it's not just my father's client. He killed his entire family of 4, and then he killed himself. My mother taught me family suicide, ikkashinju, is what's called in Japanese. That's the first time I learned about the term. So the reason why he committed suicide is that he borrowed money from loan sharks. So my father feels so responsible for the death of the family because he was asked to loan some money to the family, but he denied because he knew that the money he loans to the family was going to directly to the loan shark. So he felt so responsible for the death of an entire family. He was in charge of the funeral a week after. And on that night, I couldn't sleep because what if the same thing happens to my family? My father would die or my mother would die, so I couldn't sleep. And at that time, I associated money as something terrible, something tragic, something scary. And on that day, I decided to learn everything about money. And one day when I grow up, I want to be financially independent to protect my family from potential danger.
Wow. So firstly, that story really gets you. That's crazy. But I can see now where this passion and this drive to master money comes from. In your 9-year-old or 10-year-old mind,
Yes.
you saw money as this vicious monster that could destroy an entire family. And you had to overcome that monster.
Yes, and as I study more about money, money is what my father said. It's like a loaded gun or like a grenade that the pin is almost off. So unless you're careful, it's going to blow up. And so since I was 9 or 10, I wanted to learn so much about money because potentially it could blow up the whole family. So that's how I started my journey to know the meaning of money. And as my father slipped into depression because of the death of his best friend's family, I wanted to learn what is money and how money affects people and how to make money, how to keep the money. So I learned everything about money as I read all the books available from the school library. And as I went on, I became a student of many of the most distinguished wealthy men in Japan and men and women in Japan. And as I became an author with a biggest publisher in Japan, I did a survey for self-made millionaires of 12,000 people. And I did find so many fascinating books, which I wrote a book on how an ordinary people became a millionaire.
I see.
Yes.
So you surveyed 12,000 millionaires to produce this body of work.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes. And what's fascinating is that I thought something else will show up. But for example, one of the findings I had is all the self-made millionaires did trust people around them, and also they followed their heart. So, and they focused on relationships instead of a business savvy or the skills or the marketing techniques. I thought it's more MBA type of knowledge that it requires.
But what you're saying is, it wasn't what people think. What among the things you found is that these self-made millionaires, they trusted the people around them.
Yes.
They followed their heart, and they nurtured great connections.
Yes. So I thought it's only for Japanese people. But as I did intensive studies outside of Japan, I realized it's the same thing in China, Middle East, and also Europe and US. Connections and trust and a long-term relationship is everything. Because even if you make enough money or become billionaires and millionaires, you end up losing all the money if you make stupid mistakes emotionally. So I found that it's super important to learn about money EQ rather than money IQ, which is financial intelligence.
So let's talk about that. So money IQ would be how to invest.
Yes.
Right? It would be how to invest in property, how to play the stock market. That's money IQ.
Yes.
And what you're saying is that there's this field, and you really are the pioneer of this field, money EQ, or money emotional intelligence quotient.
Yes.
What is money EQ like? If you had to define it, what does it mean?
So money EQ is how healthy you feel toward money. If you have high IQ and low EQ, that's like people believing money is everything. And so they abuse money. They think you can do anything with money. But those people end up losing everything.
So what you're saying is that the stuff that you learn in business school can contribute to money IQ.
Yes.
But what you found in your research is that money EQ, the emotional state and the energy around money, is what truly determines wealth.
Yes, because when you just read Wall Street Journal, all the stupid mistakes are done by highly intelligent people with emotional disturbance. So they make all the mistakes out of fear, out of frustration, out of anger. So they make stupid mistakes because they're not emotionally mature.
I can't wait to hear what you're going to teach next. So what we're going to do next is we're going to break down this into two different types of teachings. First, we're going to work on two of the mental models that you have around money. We're going to look at two common mental models or beliefs that actually a lot of people have regarding money, but these are beliefs that actually hold you back from wealth. And these two beliefs are a powerful aspect of money EQ. Now keep in mind, we're just going to touch on two, but there are a multitude of beliefs that could be holding you back, but these two are really common. So pay attention. Then we're going to go into some practical systems for how to change your energy around money. We're going to teach you, among different things, the arigato technique that I so love. So as we go into the first belief that we want to disrupt, I want to share a simple fact with you. Did you know that Japan has the highest number of millionaires per capita out of any country in the world? We think it's the United States. It's not. It's Japan. This is one of the reasons I wanted you on this set. So let's talk about the first belief that we want to disrupt, which in your words, Ken, is the belief that money is scary and that we have to be careful about money.
So money is scary. That's a myth that we all have. But it's so true in a sense, since we're a small child, we've been scolded about money for wasting our money, and parents upset. They fight over money. That could be the reason why our parents got a divorce, and that could be the reason why you fought with your brothers and sisters. And after that, we are traumatized with all these money-related dramas. So it's a very natural thing in a way that we get so scared of money. So when we make a decision, even if it's a small decision to go to a restaurant or just buy small things, or a little bigger decision like buying a car or buying a house, you feel like you cannot make any mistakes. So that's why we just Google and study and try to check where the cheapest place is and where to buy, because we are afraid of making mistakes. That's why we are so afraid of money. So it's almost like the monster is in the house. So since we're childhood, there is this pet in our house that's called money, and parents say that it's a cute pet. But when the pet turns into a monster, everybody fights. So somehow the happy family turns into very angry family yelling at each other because of this pet called money. So since we're childhood, we are scared of money, and as much as we want money, we are afraid of money. That's how we relate to money in general.
That's so interesting. And I love the metaphor of money as a pet. You're right about that. I love the Pokemon reference.
Yes.
Very Japanese. But that was beautifully said. So that was one big negative belief that people have about money. And I want you to ask yourself that question. Did you come from a family where you were told that you need to be careful about money, that money is dangerous, that you got to fear where you put your money? Those type of beliefs could be holding you back. Now, Ken, there's another belief that you point out. And that belief, you say, now this is interesting because this shocked me. You say money in the bank doesn't make you rich. Let's talk about that.
Yes. So I did an intensive study on millionaire people. And I thought if you have $1 million in your bank account, you feel financially secure and you feel safe. But it's not true, because one time I sat down with millionaires and I asked him, how old were you when you started to feel like you're wealthy enough so you don't have to worry about money? And he thought for a moment and he said, I don't feel wealthy at all. And I was so surprised. And I asked him, why? You're not feeling wealthy at all? And he said, no, because I don't have a private jet. And then, what? So he said, I don't feel secure at all. If I have like $10 million more, maybe I feel more secure. And then I had this opportunity to interview somebody who has a private jet. And I thought he feels financially secure. But he said, once again, I don't feel I'm wealthy at all. And I asked him why. And he said, my private jet is so small. It seats only 6 people. So, it's not a big jet. So that's why, he doesn't feel anything.
So money in the bank doesn't make you rich. But what is the flip to that?
So in a sense, if you feel secure that money flows in at the right time, you feel secure. Even if you have $10 in the bank, if your money EQ is high enough, so you have a trust in the future that money will keep flowing into you, you feel secure. Even if you have $5 million in the bank, if you feel like, I don't know if money will come or not, you feel worried about that.
Wow. So I want to quote you. You said money EQ is related to money wounds. These wounds make up our attitudes and emotions about money, which we inherit from our parents. Their debt and their wounds become ours. So our beliefs about money, a lot of this, I guess, are coming from the family and the household we grew up in.
Yes. So the reason why I teach money EQ and I focus on healing of the money wounds is that we were so badly hurt when we were small. We were often denied for the things that we love to get for Christmas. But I had several occasions that I wanted to have a bicycle with changing gears, for Christmas. And I was denied because that's too expensive. You're too early for that. Well, I don't know the reasons why, but I think it's related to money. I'm sure you had the same experiences. So if you had this money wounds around when you were small, you grew up thinking that I may not be able to get what I want because of money. And that gives you the restriction. And as you grow up, you feel like I cannot do anything because of money. So there may be some kind of project you want to do, open up your shop, follow your dreams, do whatever you want. But because of money, you're afraid because if you follow your heart, money may not follow you. And then maybe I should get stuck in a job that I don't even like. And that's how people suffer.
Wow. That's so interesting. Because what you're essentially saying is that we're never truly going to feel rich. We can be that guy who has the private jet but feels it's too small. We're never truly going to feel rich until we shift our mindset around money to the idea, the mental model that the money I need flows to me when I need it. And that's when that feeling of being wealthy really comes about. Now, when you switch that mindset, what happens? Does money start flowing to you better? Do you start seeing things in your life change?
So the beautiful money flow started after I met my mentor Wahei Takeda, who's called Warren Buffett of Japan. He is the one who taught me arigato in, arigato out method. He is a Zen. He was almost like a Zen Buddhist, and he taught me everything about money in a very Zen way, which I'm teaching now. And since then, I realized that I feel like the money comes in whenever I needed it. So I don't have to focus on money. So he said, if your level is low and if you always fight or try to do something, try to manipulate people to get money, money is very cold and it's like an ice. And if you feel more comfortable with money, money is like a river coming in and going out. And if you go to the highest level, money evaporates and it's like air. So you don't even know that you're breathing because money is everywhere.
Wow.
So once you reach this state, you don't have to worry about money because money is always given at the right time and then it's abundant. So you don't have to worry about the money for the rest of your life. That is a teaching I learned from Wahei. That's how I became financially independent, both number-wise and also emotionally.
And so Wahei Takeda was your mentor.
Yes.
And this state of being where money flows to you as you need it, is this something that anybody can learn?
Yes, it's very simple.
Even let's say you don't have a college degree.
You don't need a college degree. All you need is a capability to thank that money.
Okay, so we'll come to that in a moment. Now, you've written something remarkable, 53 books. And what is your record for most number of books written in a year?
I think I wrote about 4 or 5 1 year.
In 1 year, 4 or
Yes.
5 books. And you get paid for these books. And you've become
course.
incredibly wealthy
Yes.
because of the sheer number of books you produce. Now, did you find that your ability to do so well in your field comes as a reflection of the fact that you breathe in money, to use this mental model?
Yes, it's not just the money. Once you trust that the universe is nice to you, friendly to you, you feel that whatever you do will be supported. So for example, when I publish my book, I feel like at least 40, 50,000 people just come to the bookstore and just support me by buying my books. So I feel like I'm surrounded by many great people who love me, who support me, and who take bullets for me. So that's how I feel so secure and abundant.
That's incredible. I'm so stunned by that beautiful analogy that Wahei Takeda shared with you. Breathing in money, it's like air. You don't even notice it's there, but you know it's there for you. Because, I mean, we don't wake up in the morning and wonder, am I going to have enough air to breathe? And that's the attitude we want towards money. So the mental model shift here is don't aim to be rich. Don't aim to get that private jet, because as you get there, there's going to be something else you'll want and something else you want. You'll be chasing a goal that you will never reach. It's like trying to chase the horizon. The closer you get to it, the further away it goes. Rather, you want to flip your mental belief to be in a state where money feels like air. You know you're surrounded by it, and you know you can pull it in as and when you need it. That is the subtle nuance, that mental shift that makes the difference between the regular person in their chase for money and men like Ken Honda or Wahei Takeda that are able to source money as and when they need it. Abundance on demand. These two mental shifts can do wonders for you, but let's go deeper. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to teach you some systemic models. I call these systems for living that you can apply in your life immediately to shift your relationship with money. One might call these embodiment practices. And the first one is called identifying your money EQ type. This is a quick assessment that's going to take you 3 minutes.
So there are basically 3 types of people. One who tries to control everything, people who want to save money, who want to make more money, who want to increase money, but they are the doers. They want to do something to do with money. And the second type is indifferent people. They're like school teachers, homemakers. They try to stay indifferent to money. And the third category is people who are afraid of money. they try to run away from money, but that doesn't solve anything. But basically, there are three types. And if you just do questionnaires, you'll find out what kinds of money types you have.
So let's do that questionnaire right now so you understand if your money EQ block might be related to control, which means it's about doing and doing and doing and doing and doing and the hustle to get money. And it results in anxiousness and worry. Or if your money type is indifference, these are people who just don't care about money, or they tell themselves they don't care. And these are often people who are doing good work in the world but can be broke. For example, scholars. The third one is fear. This is the type where you are afraid of money. You believe money is evil. You believe money is going to disrupt your life, and therefore you push it back. So we're going to begin this 3-minute assessment now. Okay, so at this point, you should know your main money type. So Ken, let's talk about the first type. So all of you who were in the control segment, Ken, what is the wound there?
Okay, so the controlling type is how they react to the money wounds. For example, these type of people grew up in a home where there's not much not much money, so they thought at a very young age, if I had more money, I could be happier. If I had more money, I could avoid pain, or I can run away from suffering about money. So that's why they try to control over money. And the second one is indifferent type. These people usually are born and brought up in middle class people. So since their childhood, they're pretty much given what they needed. They were probably given good Christmas presents. Their parents loved them enough, so they never have to worry about money. That's why they don't have this urge to control their money. But at the same time, since they have a fairly good job, they can be indifferent to money, because if you keep teaching at school, you don't have to worry money. You don't have to worry about money. So that's indifferent people. And the third category, fear people, they're so afraid of money, and sometimes they freeze and they cannot do anything, or they try to run away from money, like hippie type people who try to run away from civilization, and they grow their own food and try not to use any cash. So that's a way of controlling your pain. So by healing your money wounds, you remember what happened when you were small. And then by healing these money wounds, you feel like you can start over. And then you have a better relationship with money. That means you can have a freedom to do whatever you like, and you're not restricted with money anymore. So that's why it's so important to heal your money wounds.
So in a moment, we're going to bring on a special guest to guide you through a meditative exercise to help you heal your primary money wound. Please note that there are subcategories to these wounds. Those are covered in the main program, Money EQ, that we publish with Ken Honda on Mindvalley's Quest platform. More about that later. Ken, before we get to the guided meditation, let's talk about growing your money container.
For example, if you're making $50,000 but still not satisfied, your container is bigger than you think. But if this same person gets $200,000 as a salary or income, they feel like, ooh, a lot of stress. So if you know the right amount of, the right size container for you, you're happy. But if your income is bigger than your money container or smaller than your container, you feel something is off. So you're really supposed to know the right size for you. So money container is your inner feeling, inner capacity to receive. So if you're willing to receive in a healthy way, your money container grows. But since we have so many wounds from a childhood, there is a hole or the crack in this container. So that's why it's so important to heal the money wounds.
I see. And how can we grow our money container?
That's why arigato techniques comes in.
Got it. So we'll be coming to that technique. Okay, quick recap. We spoke about the 3 different money types and how they correspond to a money wound. And Ken spoke about the concept of the internal money container. Now, we're going to bring in some practices to help you heal and grow in terms of money. Ken, are we ready to teach the arigato technique?
Yes.
Let's begin.
So arigato technique is the one that I learned at the very beginning of the teaching from my mentor Wahe Takeda. I had this great opportunity to be alone with him for a few minutes. So I asked him, what is the secret to wealth? Can you teach me? And he was so excited, and he smiled at me and he said, there is only one secret with this money success. He said, arigato, your money, and smiled. And I asked him, and I'm listening, and he said, arigato, your money. And he kept silent. And obviously, it seems like that's the answer. So I asked him, what is arigato, your money? He said, when the money comes in, just appreciate that money comes into your life. And when money goes out, also appreciate about money being with you. So that is a secret. And I couldn't believe it. I wanted to have more tips and more skills and more techniques from him, because he's one of the wealthiest person in Japan. He's supposed to teach me great tricks. But he said he just kept smiling, and I was like speechless at the time. But later on, I practiced this arigato in, arigato out daily basis. And so when money comes in, when I receive a check or receive a payment, I say thank you to the check, thank you to the money, thank you to the banknote. And when I spend my money, the credit card bills or just pay money at the store, I say sometimes out loud, sometimes in my head, arigato to the money I'm spending. So the money that I'm spending is blessing the person and the next person and the next person. And imagine that the money comes around and come back with your friends. So that's what I had imagined. So I simplify the techniques, just arigato, arigato, arigato every day. So you can use any language, could be thank you, or danke, or she, or spasiba, whatever the language is, just appreciate the money. And that seems to open the doors of new cycle of happy money. And then somehow it attracts this new opportunity, a new level of money and financial opportunities in your life.
I know it sounds simple, right? But it's funny how this technique works. As I started applying this in my life, every time I got new money, I might open up and see my bank statement. Oh, a new royalty check is in. Arigato. And I actually use the word arigato, even though in English it just means thank you, right?
It's more
Arigato,
fun.
that money, right? It sounds cool. And every time I pay something, even if it's like $5 for a sandwich, I arigato that $5. Sometimes I paid $200,000 for a particular web service. I arigato that $200,000. So it helped me see money as this circular energy. And what I found as I started doing this is that worries about money stopped. I started to move into the state where I felt that it was all around me, flowing through me, and accessible whenever I wanted it. It almost feels as if all my goals, all my intentions, everything I want in life is easily there because there's this constant flow of money, like I'm swimming in it. And this technique helps move you to this mental model of viewing money, which, as we shared earlier, is a far healthier mental model than setting a goal. Because as soon as you get to that goal, you will want the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. And you will never truly feel rich.
Yes. And this techniques works miracles. My students, the lowest one is successful at raising $5,000, and the biggest one was successful at raising $20 million by saying arigato, your investors, arigato, your clients, arigato, your customers. So by saying arigato, it's just simple technique, but the people who told arigato, they feel like they want to do something back to you. So just start doing arigato. It makes miracles in your life.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ken. So Ken, you have students all around the world. And there was this remarkable story about a young girl who became a best-selling author after she applied some of your techniques. Tell us about that.
So one of my students who used to work at the bakery at the minimum wage, she saved up enough money to come to my seminar. And she found out her greatest excitement and her passion was in photography. And so, but she didn't have enough money to buy a big camera. So she started taking pictures with the small iPhones. And she ended up taking many pictures for girls and her friends, and everybody liked her photos. So she did it at the beginning for free, but later on she wasn't charging anything, but the people started giving $5, $10, and $20, and she ended up being the most popular person in terms of taking a girl picture. And she was asked to teach about how to take a cute picture with an iPhone. And after a few years, an editor visited one of her seminars and asked her to write a book. And now she's now a best-selling author in Japan whose book is How to Take a Sparkling, Cute Picture with Your iPhone.
That sounds like such a Japanese thing.
Yes.
So, out of curiosity, what was the technique, the mental shift that she went through that caused that to happen?
So to begin with, she had no money. So in order to become a photographer, you're supposed to have a camera, right?
Right.
But she had only iPhone. But I always talk about go and think outside the box. So she said professional photography with a expensive camera and iPhone is the same because you can do the same thing. You can take a picture. So she started taking picture without spending any money. And also, she didn't start an empire from the beginning. She was taking photos of her friends, and her friends' profile pictures are so popular. So all her friends who saw the profile picture asked her, "Who took this picture?"
Wow.
That's how the word of mouth started.
Amazing, amazing. So let's do a quick recap. First thing is, Ken exposed to you two insidious models about money that infect us and prevent us from getting rich. The first is the model of money as something that is scary and something that you have to be careful with. The second is the model of money in the bank making you rich. It's a myth. Money in the bank does not make you rich. It's like chasing that goal that's always going to be a little over the horizon. Rather, you want to aim for a different goal, which is money as air. And Ken shared that beautiful story of Wahei Takeda and his advice. Next, we went into some specific applications to help you change your money mindset. The first was the identification of your money EQ. You then learned about the money container. And you finally learned the powerful arigato technique to help you expand your money container. So at this point, you've already learned a ton of different models of reality and systems that you can bring in to help you understand just what brings money in your life and to magnify the amount of money flowing through you. And that is one of the most powerful things you can learn in life, wouldn't you say? Because everything about the world is money. Money does make the world go around. You cannot deny that. And even if you have no desire to have that rich house or have that big car, that's okay. You can still make money flow to you so you can use it for good. Even if it's just giving a really remarkable, generous tip to a waiter who puts a smile on your face. So at this point, many of you would already see mental shifts in your mind regarding money. Ask yourself, how do you feel about these shifts? Do you feel more excited about money flowing to you? If the answer is yes, let's go further. Let's go for a complete makeover in terms of your energetic structure around money. Let's give you the necessary money EQ you need to have these remarkable changes like some of Ken's students have accomplished. Now to do that, what we produced with Ken is the world's best program on shifting your money EQ. The program is called Money EQ by Ken Honda, and it's on Mindvalley's award-winning Quest learning platform, the highest performing learning platform in the world in terms of students coming out with massive shifts in their lives. Ask yourself this, are you ready to take a step forward in terms of the money that you're about to attract? Are you ready to grow your money container? What would your life look like if you could increase your wealth by 30, 50, maybe even 100% in the next few years? Are you dreaming of starting that business, of creating that thing that you're so passionate about, but you don't know how to start? Do you feel stressed out about money and you want to never have to worry about money again? If any of those questions resonate with you, you want to enroll in this program because this could be one of the single best investments you make in your life. Ken, tell us a little bit about why this program matters to you.
I'm so happy to be able to share this with you. All the past 20 some years, I've taught hundreds of thousands of people how to find peace with money. And as you take a look at your relationship with money, your life shifts. First of all, you begin to wonder what happened when you were a child. And as you start to heal your money wounds, your whole your whole outlook about life changes, and you have a better relationship, and you have a better sleep, and somehow miraculously your financial situation changes too. I cannot prove it scientifically. I don't know how it works. I hope someday somebody does a study on my students. But what I found out over the years is that once your belief system around money changes, there will be a big shift in life too. If you can trust life more, you are able to take a risk in your life. You can do what you want in your life, and you can be more risk taker in following your heart. So after healing your money wounds, your new life begins. I've done this so many times, and one of my happiest moments is my student comes back and say, "Ken, do you know what happened?" I hear all the incredible stories from my students, and I can't wait to hear stories from you that your life will shift after you heal your money wounds and start your new money life. So I hope to see you in my program.
Now, I want you to know, Mindvalley programs are unlike any other program out there. They are simply the best in the world. When we produce a program, whether it's on biohacking or speed learning, or in this case, abundance mindset, we aim to create the singular best program in the world. See, Mindvalley Quest is a unique way of learning. You log into the Mindvalley app or online for just 5 to 20 minutes a day. And a great teacher like Ken, in 5 to 20 minutes every day for anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks, will shift the way you approach a topic, in this case, money. This program is 21 days. Every day in 5 to 20 minutes, Ken will layer on new models, new beliefs. He will teach you new systems. And at the end of 21 days, for just a few minutes every day, you would have taken on a whole new identity, a whole new philosophy of life, whole new models around money. This Quest program implants new character traits, new identity, new beliefs, and new education into you that ensures that at the end of 21 days, you are a different person. You no longer see the world in the same way. You're ready to go out there and take different actions, and it will show in your income. It will show in how you crush it at your job. It will show in how easy it starts to be to build up that business you've always wanted. It all starts with shifting and transforming your mind. And we do it through the combination of great teacher, remarkable filmmaking, and a great technology platform. Now, as a reward for spending the last hour with us in this masterclass, we're also giving you a discount. If you enroll right now on this page, you get that special discount. When you see what this program costs, you'll see that it's a no-brainer. This is something that will transform your life forever. And it could be just the biggest and best investment in education that you ever make. Ken, let me ask you a question. You have many private clients. What do people pay to enroll in your programs when they have you one-on-one live?
Yeah, so I do a coaching program, and the 6 months program is about $30,000.
Right. That's amazing, firstly, and it shows that people are willing to pay $30,000 to be coached by you because you bring about results. And what you're going to see in a collaborative program with Ken Honda, Money EQ, is how you can get a remarkable transformation in 21 days with Ken guiding you. So let me share with you what's going to happen when you enroll in this program. Firstly, another unique quality of Quest, other than the micro-learning and the behavioral stacking day by day, is that everyone starts together, goes through the program together, and crosses the finishing line together. You start with fellow students, and everyone is connected in an online community. What you will find is that the Mindvalley community is so loving, so supportive, that there are fellow people there who become so close to you. Many people meet their best friends on our community. And to help facilitate the discussion, the connection, the bonding, we have tribe facilitators who keep the conversation going. Now, this is what it looks like. Week 1 is called A Path to Happy Money. In this week, you locate your current relationship with money, you discover more advanced nuances of your money type, and you open up new paths for your relationship with money. So week 1 is about creating this incredible joy and bliss towards your attitude with money. Just think about how week 1 alone will change the structure of how you see life and wealth. Now in week 2, we go to healing your money wounds, and we all carry money wounds. This week, you learn about what is preventing the flow of money and how you can overcome these money blockages. Dr. Scott Mills will be guiding you through a few brain retraining exercises. So this week, you're actually retraining your brain with these meditations. And by the way, you get to keep these meditations forever, even after the 21-day program. Now, week 3 is called Creating a New Life with Happy Money. In this last week, you learn to expand your capacity and integrate a new way of living with the massive abundance that can flow your way. Now, at this point, you've finished the masterclass. And some of you may feel that what you got here was great and it's enough. Some of you may feel, I want to go further. Why just boost my income by 5 or 10%? What if I can double it? What if I can finally make my dreams of getting that big raise or promotion or starting that company come true? What if what Ken says is true, that money is energy, and that when we learn to breathe in money like air, everything about our life can shift? What if the wounds that you're carrying are truly holding you back, but you can eliminate them and erase them with the right transformative experience? So you can choose to take what you got now and leave, or you can choose to actually go down deeper into this journey and truly transform your life and the lives of everyone you touch. And this can happen in 21 days. Because what I'm about to share next is the program that we've produced with Ken Honda, perhaps the most advanced money mindset retraining program in the world. And when you see what we have put together, you'll understand why. Now, there are also tens of thousands of you out there who are Mindvalley All Access Quest members. This means you pay an annual fee and all our programs are unlocked for you. If you are a Quest All Access member, know that you have immediate access to Money EQ. And if you are not a Quest All Access member, you can enroll in just this program, or for just a little bit higher, you can enroll for every program in Mindvalley and become a full Mindvalley student. This way, you can do Money EQ in 21 days and every month thereafter go deeper and master a new aspect of human development every month. We call it All Access, and it is the best education money can buy. So as you can see, this is an amazing opportunity to shift your life. Oh, and Ken, we forgot to mention, there are 2 bonuses that you get when you enroll right now. Ken, tell us about the 2 bonuses.
So the first bonus is a special training on how to deal with your debt. So a lot of people are burdened with the student loans, mortgages, and any kinds of debt. And by going through this training, your debt is not dragging you down, you can overcome it.
Great. And there's a second bonus as well. It is relationships.
Yes. And the second bonus as well, it's about relationships. I've done a lot of family counseling, especially couple counseling. So I share with you great techniques to how to bring peace to the couple.
That's amazing, because money is the source of so much distress sometimes in marriage. In fact, it is the biggest single source of divorce. So, Ken, you've shared so much information with us. Thank you so much for your generosity. And I'm so honored to have you on the set here at Mindvalley in this masterclass. Please give a big round of applause to Ken. And if you feel that this time you've spent with us has been worthwhile so far and you've learned a ton, let's take it further. I can't wait to see you enroll in our new quest with Ken Honda. I know this is going to be one of the best investments you make in your life and for your family. Scroll down below. All the information is on this page. Click enroll, and we will see you in the program. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you so much.
These are some of the most common questions we get about this program. Now, the first question is, the concepts seem a little too mental and spiritual, too vague. Isn't money about practical steps like investing?
I have an accounting and consulting background, and I have taught many individuals, especially entrepreneurs, how to achieve financial independence. So with this masterclass, I focus more on money EQ side. I've proven that I can teach you many things that are practical. And so in this money EQ class, I teach many things about energy and spirituality and psychology. But at the same time, I want to assure you that this thing works. I've had hundreds of thousands of testimonials on my website. It's overwhelming.
And I can attest to that. I have many friends who are billionaires. I've been mentored by men who have built 100 million to billion-dollar companies. And it is always about the mindset first. Many of these men and women never even graduated high school. The second thing is this. Yes, we know that Japan has the highest number of millionaires per capita, but will these ideas work outside Japan, especially in the United States? Are these universal models?
I think so because the relationship we have with money is universal. I've done a lot of money counseling overseas, and I've been amazed that it's almost identical. What kinds of problems we have and how to solve them, and how quickly it turns out it's about the same time. So I think it's very universal about money.
All right, now this is a question that's interesting.
Yep.
So someone asked this. For people who don't believe in psychic stuff or energy, I know that's not actually the term, but they use that. What can I get out of this?
So I get the same questions in Japan too. Even though arigato and arigato concepts seem somewhat spiritual, but when you think about it, people feel other people's feelings. So when we feel like somebody is weird, like maybe my intuition tells me that I should not do business with, is this scientific or not?
The next question is this. Can you really create such profound changes in just 3 weeks?
I've done a lot of teaching in my past over the years, and I think it takes a while to change your life. But to receive an insight that's going to shift your life is usually one moment. It might take some time to shift your life, but to receive an insight that shifts your life is usually 1 second. So 21 days is a great time for you to look back your past and also check your relationship with money and then think of the future. So 21 days will be an amazing time for you.
Now, one of the other questions we get, and I'm going to address this, is I'm already so busy trying to succeed at my job, and I've got kids, and I've got a family to take care of, and I might be working 2 jobs. How can I add something else to my life? Now, this is one of the things that makes Quest so unique. You're not signing up for an 8-hour full-day seminar. You're not signing up for a 10-hour program. You are signing up for a 21-day program with 5 to 20 minutes of shifting your mindset every single day. And you can listen to Mindvalley Quest on your smartphone, whether you have an Android or an iPhone device, in no additional time. For example, as you're buying groceries, just plug in your earphones and listen to Ken. As you're on a treadmill, as you're driving, and these stacks and these little instances add up and create a massive shift. And especially if you're busy, you need this program, because if you're busy, it's a sign that you're struggling with money. The wealthiest people in the world are not busy. Now finally, will this program help me if I have major credit card debt?
I want those people to get the knowledge from me, because the reason why you're in credit card debt is you didn't have enough knowledge. Probably you didn't have the right mentors or teachers around money. So I want you to know more about money, so that way you can get out of the debt and start saving enough money, and someday very soon you find your financial independence in your future.
Thank you, Ken. Folks, can't wait to see you in this program. You know, every author that I bring onto Mindvalley, I work with that author because I want to learn what they know. And our hunt for a money expert took 3 years before I discovered the work of Ken Honda. And I felt he was the guy I wanted to learn from. And so as I produce these programs, I'm not just producing them for you. I'm producing them for myself, for my family. Every program I ask myself, will this be something that my son Hayden, when he is old enough, would go through and shift his life? And this is one of those programs. I cannot wait for this program to come out. I'm going to be one of the first students who enroll. And I cannot wait to hear your stories. Remember, the stories you heard today, the woman who got the book offer, you could be one of those case studies too. So enroll below, and I'll see you in Money EQ by Mindvalley with Ken Honda. Thank you all. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you so much.